From spring to summer now, utilizing good stockmanship techniques can improve your animal comfort, provide safety, and even help your bottom line. One name that is synonymous with stockmanship around the United States is Curt Pate. This past summer, Nebraska Extension held their annual grazing conference out in Kearney. During that event, Curt, along with other Extension educators, gave it 10 days a live, hands-on stockmanship demonstration. And you bet Market Journal was there to bring you this story.
Trying to keep your mind going straight to this end, or my body position here. I'm rolling on. Right as she gets here, I'm going to try to right.
Our focus today is going to be on pasture handling and settling and working through a design like this. So I want you guys to ask a lot of questions, challenge our clinicians, and I think you'll, at the end of the day, be really pleased with some of the things that you picked up today.
Yeah, animals, cattle, horses, sheep, goats, whatever we're grazing, they're a thinking, feeling, breathing animal. And we as humans, if we can understand that, understand their world and the things that make them tick, and get them to do things for us through proper pressure, then we have a relationship with the animal that's positive, both in a human standpoint, the animal standpoint, and quality of life for everybody, the consumer included. I'm gonna approach these cattle at an angle that I think is appropriate to get them to go to their left, my right, our right, and they're gonna go down and hook up with these other cattle. There, now you see we got movement started. See, we got movement started here with the cattle. I'll let them move on. We gave them a little hesitation. We have the other cattle coming in, so we'll just let them have a moment to move away from our pressure.
We continue to have increased focus on stockmanship. As Curt said, it's not necessarily more important now than it ever was, but we haven't taught it and groomed it in the same way that we did generationally before. So our workforce has changed, and it's really important to make sure that we're continuing to intentionally provide opportunities to increase our skill set in this space.
If I keep my body moving back and forth like this, that doesn't create near as much pressure as yelling or slapping my arms or something, but it just creates a nice pressure. We'll get some movement started. We really don't care what direction they're going to go. We don't want them to go back that way, but we'll try to just get some movement started where they all just string out and feel like they can walk away from this water.
One of the things that I wanted to touch on is space, right? So there are guidelines, ag guidelines related to the square foot allowance per animal when we think about either building corrals or putting up portable corrals. That's going to be driven a little bit, obviously, by size of that animal. Ag guidelines say that we want an average square footage allowance in a corral of 15 to 20 square feet.
The demonstration today was pretty much about handling cattle in a pasture grazing system and bring them to the corral low stress and get them in the corral in a way that when we work the cattle, they'll accept whatever we're giving them, whether it be medications, vaccinations, anything that we're doing with them. They'll get better every time we do it, put them in the corral, and then whatever we're doing to them works, and they get better each time we do it. A lot of folks think that just because you shake a bucket and the cattle come to you, that they're gentle, and they are gentle, but as soon as you change the routine and apply pressure, they get nervous or scared, or they won't work for you. So having the ability to drive an animal and having them understanding pressure and moving away from pressure, and then learning from the release of pressure, that was a very good method, along with the total drawing. An animal's mind can only be one place at a time. So if they're only thinking about the feed, they're not thinking about your pressure. They're thinking about getting that feed. So they really don't learn from the situation, they learn from the feed. So we're trying to teach animals to take pressure and work better from it. You go ahead and lead us out.